I'm inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know
it's game time. Welcome back to New Paltz Sports Network, everyone. Your home for all athletic news, information, and updates for your New Paltz Hawks. I'm your host, Michael Ascanio. I'm a senior here, and I'm the center fielder on the baseball team. Every Monday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on WFNP 88.7 FM, we will dive into the journeys of our NCAA athletes from various sports here at SUNY New Paltz. I'll be bringing on student athletes here to have conversations to really get to know and give them the platform to share their experiences while playing here. So that's what to expect. I'm excited, and I'll get right into it. And we're live in the studio for the 4th episode. Today is a really special day. We got the champs in the house. I have the privilege to bring on some teammates for the special championship edition segment today, and we're going to dive into our unbelievable run we had last year as a team, last spring. I'm going to start the show off quick with a quick update on some upcoming home games on campus this week before introducing the special guest teammates we have with us today. Starting off with men's soccer, Wednesday, October 2nd at 4 p.m. versus Potsdam at the South Turf for the Greenout game. Women's volleyball, Wednesday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. in the Hawk Center for their SUNYAC opener versus Oneonta. Pop out, that'll be a good game. Saturday, October 5th at 11 a.m. versus Clarkson, and then Baruch at 4 p.m. in a tri-match. And lastly, women's soccer plays Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. for the Greenout game versus Fredonia as well. So everyone pop out and support. So this is exciting. To kick off this 4th segment, in the hot seats, we got my dogs. We have the All-SUNYAC first team, ABCA All-Region third team, single-season record holder for saves, the junior two-way infield outfielder and pitcher, hard-nosed hustler from Levittown, New York, number 8, old school, Matt Sarni.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on his right, we got the SUNYAC Baseball Scholar Athlete of the Year, New Paltz Baseball's first ever All-American, All-SUNYAC First Team 2023 and 24, All-Region First Team, and notorious record breaker here for New Paltz Baseball, the senior shortstop from New City, New York, number 22, the Butterman, Tommy Kreider.
What's up, Mike? Pleasure to be here.
My man. Thanks for coming, guys. I've played a lot of baseball with these guys in the last few years, so, man, it means a lot to have them in the house. Welcome. And we're going to have a quick PSA break, and we'll be right back and get right into it.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I can envision a whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to give a quick plug. Be sure to check out at New Paltz Hawks on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. You know the deal. For all game content and news, you can check out the photo gallery, game stats, game clips, and any other important information. So be sure to follow all those. All right. So let's start off with the All-American shortstop. This dude hit for a batting average of .463 in 46 games with a program record, slashing 82 hits in 177 at-bats. Unbelievable. You were 5th in the country in hits. That is unheard of out of all divisions. So just an unbelievable year. You led the SUNYAC in walks with 39, and you were an absolute force in the number 2 spot in the lineup. I had the pleasure to hit after you, so you're always on base. And you were on base safely in 44 out of 46 games. I don't know if you knew that. And you definitely had the absolute greatest season that I've seen personally with my eyes. So shout out you, that unbelievable year. And also, shout out Mr. and Mrs. Kreider, by the way, too. They were our biggest supporters and went to every single game. So had to shout them out. And with old school, right to my right, He was 2-1 in the SUNYAC and 4-2 overall. 5 clutch saves to break the record. 48 strikeouts in 48 games. I remember he had 7 Ks versus Cortland in a big game and 6 Ks versus Brockport on April 19th. Mostly out of the reliever role, but you started a couple. Kid was on an absolute heater on the mound, chucking a lot of innings for us, and was an absolute dog. So any weather, any situation, he stepped up. Without these two guys, right, looking at, there would be no trophy at all. So, all right, let's get into some of the team insight a little bit. Let's hit a total rewind. So in the previous year, in 2023, let's go back. So not last year, year before, we were 14-24. We were 4-14 in the conference, and we could not get over the hump. We weren't really playing good baseball. We started 0-13 in the conference. I know you guys remember that. And the vibes were definitely off. We still had a good time, but we weren't winning. So we played tight games, but we always fell short. And we were 3-10 at home, but we were a young team. But there wasn't a lot of winning. So that was 2 years ago. Let me ask you, do you guys remember how miserable some of our losses were? Like Brockport at home. Do you remember Brockport at home?
I remember that.
When it was snowing in 5 innings?
Yeah, that, and we would blow every single game. It was absurd.
It's almost like we learned to lose a little bit.
I know.
We had a lead late in the game. It's, all right, what inning are we going to blow this one in?
Yeah, once it hit the 7th inning, we were just all thinking about it.
Yeah, right.
So that was brutal. Even Oswego at home.
Yeah.
Not to harp on our worst moments, but it's important because those were terrible, terrible losses that we all dealt with, and that's why it's even more. And we got swept by Plattsburgh up there.
Oh,
so, we struggled that year. There was bright spots, but we definitely struggled. So I only bring that up because now let's fast forward to last year, to 2024. So we returned a ton of guys, mostly sophomores and juniors. And we had the addition of a few transfers like Perk and Jay Wall, a bunch of kids. And we had a solid core of grad students, too. You had Boca, Justin Harvey, Nick Harvey, James McGovern, Olson, the whole thing. And we balled out. So slowly but surely, we started to break records left and right. Overall, we finished the year going 31-16 on the year. So program record in overall wins and conference wins. We won the very first New Paltz Baseball Championship in the history of the school. First regional appearance and win. That was a great game. We had 5 all-conference players. You two both won first-team SUNYAC. Congrats on that. Michael Bocarosa and Xavier Zykov also won the first team. I was named the second team.
Yeah.
First team this year.
Yes, sir.
Even Coach C won Coach of the Year and Coach of the Region, right?
Yeah, I believe.
He won Coach of the Region. And shout out Coach Riv, too. Hey, Steve, how are you? And then specifically for the team, it was just so unbelievable. We broke the record in team runs scored. Hits, so singles record, doubles record, triples record, and home runs record. Just unbelievable. The offense was absolutely mashing. And I think we could all say that it's an honor to say that we're a part of the best team in New Paltz baseball history. So that was awesome. And the important lesson here is to never place limits on what you're capable of, because you truly never know, ever. So, all right, let's get firing away. May 12th, Mother's Day. Needed to take 2 games. If you lose, you're out. We were prepped to play 5 games in 3 days. There was one little cancellation, but we were beat up. We played the whole year hard, and we were peaking, but we had to face a lot. So, what was the most memorable moment for you during the championship? We'll start with Tommy. What was the most memorable moment for you during the championship game, and how did it feel to finally win?
I don't know about one memorable moment. I think it's after the first win, the momentum just switched. You could tell Cortland was already defeated. I already knew we were going to win game 2. And yeah, when we won, I just was so excited. I couldn't believe it. But there was never a doubt once we went in. After winning the first game, we were winning the second game.
Hell yeah. Sarni, what about you?
For me, it was going into the bottom of the 9th of game 2. And it was everything that we faced through our career here, all the ups and downs. It was this one moment, we got 1 inning, we got 3 outs. I think we had a 7-run lead, it's like we get these 3 outs, and all that hard work and all the struggle was worth it.
And where were you guys exactly? So I was on the mound. I was lucky to throw him a changeup, got him to dip
Came in
and
from center field,
strike out him. That was unbelievable. Where were you exactly when he swung? I know you were in the field, but where were you in the dog pile? What was your point of view once we were actually celebrating and just going nuts?
I just ran into the dog pile and then just was with my family.
I was in the dugout, and there were a lot of pitches where this one could be the one where we clinched, and then it wasn't, and then it wasn't, and we're just I'm pacing in the dugout back and forth, just waiting, because I knew that pitch was coming.
I had to make it
for the one.
I had to make it a little dramatic. It was dramatic.
Yeah, bases loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I came in. It was 15-10.
Yeah,
I told Coach had asked me. He asked me if I wanted to come in from center field or not, and I'm a sucker for being a two-way. I fed off that, and we were all so beat up and tired that think of how long that day was.
Yeah.
We had to wake up so early, then we won a long game 1, and then it's we're all putting our best foot forward. This is it, empty the tank. So yeah, I remember coming in from center field. It was unbelievable. So yeah, it was a little dicey. An out, hit by pitch, single, fly out, single. It was the whole thing, but lucky enough that changeup just dipped right into the ground. Chucked my glove up. Oh God, what a moment. So let's go to this. What can you guys say about the camaraderie and support among us teammates throughout the season, and especially towards the end? How did that contribute to the championship win? Go to war, for example.
Yeah, I think we were just one true family. At the beginning of the year when we played Plattsburgh and lost 2 out of 3, we really weren't clicking as well. And then all of a sudden, I think maybe even Fredonia when we went up 30-2, everyone was just backing each other. Sayings were going. Joe Ricchetti, so what?
Exactly.
The Harveys, go to war. It just was all clicking.
For me, we learned to win, and like I said, my freshman year we learned to lose. This year we learned to win, so we were all pulling in the same direction in hopes of winning. I felt at times in my freshman year we were out there for our batting average or ERA. Last year we were more focused on winning. I think we just won a couple games, and that became the priority. So
yeah, because for me, it becomes so easy to get wrapped up in stats and stuff. But when you're so individualized, then you can't come together like
exactly.
a family like that. So I remember starting to say to Perk, I'm getting on base for you, and then that trickles. Then Perk is getting on base for Boca, and then it was the team chemistry was unlike anything I've ever been a part of, and it was so unbelievable. Our lineup just gelled. We always knew we were going to come back, always. So what do you guys think were some of the biggest challenges we faced throughout the season, and how did we overcome them? I'll start off, even losing the first series to Plattsburgh. How do you think we bounced back and faced those issues and fixed it? But what's your point of view after losing to Plattsburgh the first series?
Well, a lot of people, without the SUNYAC, and even in our team, we had doubts, because usually the big 3 are usually in Cortland, Oswego, Brockport, but we kind of just stuck with it. After Keith too, with the mental training, that just gelled us even more together.
Right. Shout out that guy Keith. We had a big mental health workshop day. That was definitely one of the turning points.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, we played Plattsburgh, and we had a couple of wins before that, and we were riding high a little bit, feeling good, and that Plattsburgh series deflated us a little bit.
Totally.
I think we got a couple of wins, and we kind of played loose. We never took anything too seriously. We were having fun out there. So
and the biggest one too, the Oswego. Not only sweeping them for the first time ever, but being down 10 runs in Game 1 of the SUNYAC. I mean, I think we'd all be lying if we said we thought. We all thought we lost. It was 10-0 in the third inning.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching home runs fly over my head left and right, and but we didn't take no for an answer. We just kept going. So that was so unbelievable.
Yeah, it was kind of like our whole season. Like, we just kept chipping away.
Exactly.
Like, we struggled at the beginning and just came together.
Yeah, we know we're not out of any game that we're in because of our offense. So as a pitching staff, it makes it easy to pitch when you know you can give up a run or two and be okay because we got, studs in the middle of our lineup, like you two guys right here that can make up for it real quick.
Now, I want to bounce off that, and I just want to shine a light on some of the players who may not always get the spotlight, but were just crucial to the championship run. Wallace Kirkpatrick, clutch hits towards the end, overall great teammate, dog. Ryan Keenerman threw 5 huge scoreless innings versus Cortland in the championship, game 1, dog. Fabian Aposello with his perfect bloopers, one of the most unbelievable contact hitters I've played with, hit over 400, dog. Coach Riv, dog. Jeff Lundstedt was huge out of the pen too, dog. And the Harvey twins, they were always fired up and ready to go to war. So the list goes on and on. I could shout out a million guys. Without every single person, we wouldn't have won that championship. So we had just enough, though. So unbelievable team. And let me take us back to Saturday, March 16th. I don't know if that rings a bell. We were 4-5 overall last year, playing a sunny Saturday home opener series versus Purchase. We swept them, and we got over a 400 record for the first time in years. And did any of you think that this year could be different after that, when we swept Purchase?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's just like we kind of like started to like each other, and we I keep saying the same thing. We're gelling, but in my year before in my 2 years before that, we never beat Purchase, even though we are better than them. But it just
it was definitely one of those games you look back and it was just some great team wins. Like, I know Ricchetti had a great
he had
a great day, but it was a team effort that day. A lot of guys contributed that day, and like you said, we started to gel.
Hell yeah. Shout out Joe Ricchetti too, absolute dog. But we literally celebrated being just one game over 500. Now looking back, we went 31-16. The last 2 games this year, we faced number 1 Endicott, and then we were shot playing Husson. But 31-14 or 30-14 heading into regionals for the first time after being 14-24, 0-13 in conference to start. Like, we were literally celebrating being over 500.
Oh yeah, like definitely. I've never seen that before in my career.
Yeah, so we had a conversation. I remember me and you were like, we're over 500. Like, why are we celebrating this? Like,
oh my God, yeah. But like, it was finally like a monumental moment. Like, all right, we're over 500 finally. So the true Cinderella story and unbelievable underdog upset at the end. I'm gonna go to a quick PSA break and we'll be right back.
You know that the ice cream scoop can make a child smile, and that by slowing us down, the traffic light can keep us going. You know that the lawnmower makes life easier, that the blood bank makes life possible. But did you know all these ideas came from the minds of African Americans? Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Visit uncf.org or call 1-800-332-UNCF. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, we're back. We got 10 minutes left, so we're going to cruise through this. We're going to go right into a little rapid fire for you guys, a little team rapid fire. This one's going to be a little different than normal. All right, so when I ask a question, Tom is going to answer first, then Sarni, you answer. Which teammate would be your dream road trip buddy, and why?
I think Perk. He's just the funniest dude ever.
Yeah, he took my answer. Definitely Perk.
Yeah, he's the most unique kid I've ever met.
Yeah, very spooky.
Shout out Perk. Who on the team would you trust to plan your wedding? Who would you not?
Mackle, 100%.
I feel like Nico. Nico would not plan a good wedding at all.
So who would you want to plan your wedding?
Who would I want? feel like you could plan a good running. You're very thorough.
Thanks.
You got good attention to detail.
Oh, nice.
Good stuff.
Who was the hardest hitter for you, Sarni? Hardest hitter that you faced last season?
Bruno gave me a lot of trouble. I feel like
me too.
Yeah, he covered the whole plate. It felt like, yeah.
Yeah, Matt Bruno on Cortland. And Tommy, for you, I know you didn't have that much struggle versus pitchers, but which team or player gave you the biggest issues?
I gotta say Misla. I went 0 for 3 against him. He had a nasty curveball, so.
Yeah, he's a good player. The Cortland team's good. Most likely to make a clutch play?
Boca? The Cap?
Yeah, from last year I'd say Boga. This year I'd say Mike Ascanio.
I appreciate
that. Guy's
that.
Pretty clutch.
Most likely to forget their jersey in the locker room?
Easy one, Perk.
Yeah, Perk.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, definitely done that a couple times. Most likely to get yelled at by coach?
Is it Perk?
Fabian.
Again?
It's got to be Fabian.
Yes.
Or maybe Wally.
Wally,
there's
too.
a couple good ones. A couple good ones with Wally. Favorite seed flavor for
Ranch.
The cinnamon churro.
Oh, smacking! Shout out Smacking Sunflower Seeds, my favorite in the world.
Good.
Favorite field to play on?
I liked UConn.
Oh, UConn.
Yeah,
it's D1,
UConn was
but
good. But other than that, I like our field. I really like Lauren Campbell.
I like Cortland too, honestly.
Agreed. Those are my two favorites.
Some good memories there. Yeah.
Favorite pregame song?
Myself by Nav.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably We Dem Boys.
Oh, yeah, those are both your guys' walkouts. Great walkouts. Funniest moment throughout your career? I know it's hard to...
Yeah. I think my freshman year, it was my first appearance ever. We were in Virginia at Christopher Newport, and someone hit a little squibbler to Nico, and Nico went to go field it, and I kind of cut him off. I was like, ball. I cut him off, and I stepped in the bag, and Nico was like, what the heck, dude? I'm right here. And I kind of, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to, stare at each other, so, I, took initiative, but Nico was like, dude, I'm right here.
A little miscommunication.
Yeah.
No shade at all, but Boca diving head first infield in. I'm sorry, that was just a pretty funny play.
And then best game of your career?
We'll just go the most recent, or Cortland, the championship one, SUNYAC. Went I don't even know.
Probably 3%.
Or Endicott.
For me, Oswego in the playoffs. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Pitching to the 8th inning, that was...
oh, yeah.
That was a great game. All right, cool. I like doing that little rapid fire, especially with you guys. Tommy, I'm going to hit you with a quick question. I've never seen someone have so many multi-hit games before. They're not easy to come by. Do you know how many 3-hit games you have in your career?
No clue.
Here, I'll give you. A, 17, B, 13, C, 15, or D, 20. 3-hit games in your career in the 3 years.
I don't know if I was that much, but I'll go in the middle, 15.
Oh, you got it.
There you go.
You have 15 exact 3-hit games, and then on top of that, you have 5 4-hit games in your career.
Wow.
Damn.
Do you know which game? Do you know which game you had your very first 4-hit game in your college career? I wasn't even on the team.
Ramapo.
Oh,
yep, I remember that game.
You got both of them. I got to stump you next time. And then to Sarni, take me back to Oneonta, April 12th and 13th. You threw 4 scoreless innings out of the pen, probably on that Friday, and then followed it up with 3 2/3 out the pen the very next day to help secure both wins to beat Oneonta for the second straight year. How did that feel, and how'd your arm feel?
Yeah, the arm was hanging by a thread a little bit, but I just wanted to win so bad, and this is what I talked about before. My priority was winning. I just wanted the team to win, so I was able to shove the arm pain aside with some Advil and other tricks, but I just wanted to go out there and win. I wanted to be out there with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Absolute dog. Yeah, it was rainy, snowy, and we went up there and got the job done, thanks to you. Now, I got to go quick because we're running out a little bit of time. Going into the championship Sunday, on Mother's Day, back to the championship, do any of you know what our team record was versus Cortland when playing at their field?
0-36.
Exactly. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. In the history of New Paltz Baseball, that was our record. We had never beat them in planet Earth ever at their field, and now we're 2-36. So we defied all the odds. And the last and final question, what does the future hold with this new team we have for the 2025 New Paltz Hawks?
We brought in a lot of new young guys, transfer pitchers too. So I believe we can run it back. Why not?
Hell yeah.
We returned a lot of the team, and the guys that we replaced the old guys with, I think they have a lot of talent. They're a little young. We got to shape them up a little bit, but I think the talent on this team, this might be the most talented team we've seen here at New Paltz.
Hell yeah. We got some new chuckers, new hitters. Man, it's going to be exciting. We bring back a ton of guys who were there on that field, felt the magic.
Yeah.
So, what an unbelievable year last year. Now, I just wanted to give a quick shout-out to the new SUNYAC Athletes of the Week that were posted today on at New Paltz Hawks Instagram and online. Rachel Tama won the SUNYAC Offensive Women's Field Hockey Player of the Week. Congrats to her. And Cross Country also swept the SUNYAC Weekly Awards for the first time this season. Marcella Candelin won Women's Athlete of the Week, and Oliver Malara Perez won Men's Athlete of the Week. Congrats to them, and great job. Keep going. And also be sure to vote for the Hawk Athlete of the Week on at New Paltz Hawks Instagram story and website as well. You could click the link and vote for who you think had the best performance this week. Voting ends tomorrow at 11 a.m. and starts every Monday. It only goes on for 24 hours, so be sure to get your votes in. And it's time to talk about some recent highlights from the last week. The last guest on the show, Maddie Franklin, shut out Cortland on Saturday in a tie 0-0 for the women's soccer team in an intense game. The boys also tied 1-1 at Cortland, so 2 ties to start SUNYACs, and the men's soccer team is playing very well right now, so they're going to keep going. Cross country did go crazy this week, and the women's finished first of 14 teams, and the men's finished first of 11 teams in their meets. And field hockey smoked Morrisville, giving them a warm welcome to the SUNYAC, winning 12-2 for the Greenough game at home. Rachel Tama had 5 goals in the game, and Ashley McHugh had 4 goals to lead the Hawks. And then I'm just going to repeat the upcoming home and away games on campus so everyone knows and is able to come out and support. So men's soccer plays Wednesday, October 2nd, 4 p.m. versus Potsdam at the South Turf for the Greenough game. Women's volleyball plays Wednesday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. in the Hawks Center for their SUNYAC opener versus Oneonta. Then Saturday, October 5th at 11 a.m. versus Clarkson. Then Baruch at 4 p.m. in a tri-match. Then lastly, the last home game, women's soccer, Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. for the Greenough game versus Fredonia. Then we switch over to away games, and you can find the live streams and live stats all at nphawks.com. Women's soccer plays Wednesday, October 2nd at 2 p.m. They play at Potsdam. Women's field hockey plays October 2nd at 6 p.m. at RPI. And then Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. at Oneonta for their second conference game. Women's tennis plays Thursday, October 3rd at 3 p.m. at Fredonia for conference play. They also play Friday versus Oswego at 6 p.m. and Saturday versus Cortland at 12 p.m. And those are all in Binghamton for the SUNYAC play as well. And lastly, men's soccer, Saturday, October 5th at 1 p.m. at Fredonia as well. So that's a little rundown of the games we got. And don't forget to visit nphawks.com as well, again, to see full schedules for our teams in case you missed anything. News, rosters, recaps of games, and photo galleries. Everything you need you will find on the site. So check that out. And if anyone listening has any questions regarding our athletic events and news, this is the place to be. And again, we'll plug in at New Paltz Hawks, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. Follow everything so you're up to date. To my guys, Sarni, Tommy, appreciate you guys coming in, talking with me. Be sure to come watch us in the spring, everyone. It's going to be intense, and we're looking to go back-to-back this year. Also, I just want to say I really appreciate anyone tuning in again for this 4th show tonight. This was a fun time. Be sure to come by next Monday live from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on WFNP 88.7 FM for more news, updates, and another special guest appearance from the New Paltz Athletic Hawk of the Week. So that'll be revealed later this week on all socials, so stay tuned and follow. You can also go to the freshly updated page at nphawks.com/NPSN for all information regarding this show specifically. And to conclude the 4th segment with the message of the week, you gotta believe. Let's go Mets. Peace.